Hello. So today we're going to talk about parent tours or interviews, what to ask at parent interviews, what to do for your parent tour, how to get ready. So first of all, get ready beforehand. If you have a parent packet that you want to give them, if you want to give them a schedule, if you want to give them a calendar for the year, have that either in a packet or already emailed to them when you email them. And I'll talk about that a little later. But make sure that if you do want to give them a physical copy, have that printed out. Have that printed out and make sure that it's there and you're not like rummaging through your papers. Make sure you clean, make sure it's organized, make sure it's the way that you want to present yourself. Make sure you're clean and organized and put together because you are the face of your daycare. Now, if you're usually not wearing makeup, then don't wear it. Like, don't put on a fake front. Just don't. It's too much work. And it's pointless. Your parents aren't gonna pick you because you look pretty. All of your gates are up and everything else just in case the kids come. Outlet's covered, all that obvious stuff. Make sure that all that's done. It just has to be like a kid friendly space in case the kids come, in case there's more than one kid, because sometimes they have siblings, older or younger. So make sure you're ready. If you have any questions and you need to write them down, that's a good thing to do. Just write them down and have them there. You can just have them in your arm and just like check them off. Check them off. Take notes if you want to take notes. It's okay. It's okay because you'll have that. Is really, we have an interview, and this interview goes both ways. I will talk to my parent about what I expect of them, what I expect of the children, and if there's something that we don't see eye to eye, this is the moment to talk about it. And it's a very casual thing. I don't make it very difficult for the parents. It's very casual. They don't even know that, I'm getting my information from them. It's just like, okay, let's talk. So, what is he like at home? How does she eat? Did she sleep on a crib? Does she do this? Does she do that? What do you do if they're upset? How do you deal with tantrums? How do you deal with meltdowns? How do you deal with them just not feeling okay? Like what kind of discipline is used at home? Because I know that if my kids are being yelled at home a lot or being spanked at home, then they're going to be a little more difficult. Now, with that being said, I do not judge any parents because I don't know what the child is like at home. I don't know if they're any different at home, and it's not my place to judge. A parent will parent the way that they believe is right. As long as there is no abuse being done, I will not judge. I will not judge. That's not something that I am here for. I'm here to help you. I am here to take care of your child with you. I know that we are working together and I know that we are going to be partners in your child's life. So I need to make sure that our partnership works well because I am very soft spoken with my children. I am very gentle with my children, but I am also very firm with my children. My children know that these boundaries are here and we don't cross them. They know that certain things will not be tolerated. They will be removed from the group. They will be removed from the activity. Those are the consequences that my kids have. So I need to make sure that the parents know that, one, this is a safe place. Two, what my discipline, what my disciplining looks like. And it's not me screaming at them all day, like, stop doing this, stop doing that. No, no. That's not how we work here. We're very kind to each other. And I expect kindness from them towards their friends. So I'm showing them kindness. I'm giving them examples of how it is to talk to people or their friends when they don't like something. Because if I'm screaming at them saying, no, don't do that, what's going to happen when Timmy comes along and takes Joe's toy truck. Oh, well, Joe's going to come in and say, or Timmy, I guess, I think it's Timmy. Timmy's going to come along and he's going to say, no, give me back my toy. John is not going to like the way that Timmy spoke to him, so what's he going to do? Scream back. So that's the kind of confrontations that we don't want here. It's, hey, that was a toy that I was playing with. Please give it back. Please wait your turn. Or, hey, that's a toy that I was playing with, but you can use it right now if you want. So, like, I give them the words, I give them the examples. Sometimes they hurt me, not on purpose. Sometimes they'll step on my toes, my fingers. Sometimes they'll just run into me and hug me. It's fine. We're not going to be upset here. This is the safe place to have fun. This is a safe place to make mistakes. So that is how we do it here. I make sure that my parents know this. I make sure that my parents know that that's how I roll. So the interview process also goes to show if the parents would want to choose you. What about your program makes you special to them? What do they think their kids will benefit from if they come into your program? So those are the kinds of things that you need to also show in your interview or your tour. I call them a tour because you really are just touring. You're touring my space. Do I want you to want to come to me? Yes. But it's also an interview. But I call it a tour because you are touring my space. This is a business. This is a service. So I will start off with a very detailed email. Once the parents tell me, hey, I want to interview or now I want to tour, then I will say, okay, can I have your email? I'm going to send you a event. So for your calendar, for your digital calendar, I'll send you an event. And in the event, I'll have the event itself remind the parent a day before, remind the parent 30 minutes before, so that I can kind of set that reminder for them, because I've had people forget, and it's so upsetting when you're trying to get people and they don't show up. And then you just feel like, man, they just wasted my time. I cleaned, I got ready, and I wasted my time. So that kind of takes away the whole reminder aspect. Now, if you want, I do this sometimes. I don't want to say sometimes. I do this. I make sure that Google is sending out the reminder, but I also make sure that I'm sending out a reminder email either the night before or the morning of. Sometimes the night before is a little better because it gives the parents time to like talk to each other, like, hey, there's this set up, like, can you make it? Can I make it? So, excuse me. So that the email that I sent will kind of give the parents a little heads up, like, hey, my expectations from you are this. If you can't make it to the meeting that we have in place, please make sure that you email me that you can't make it. You're expected to take your shoes off when you come in. You are expected to park in a certain place. So it's a little more details of what it is, because so I live in a townhouse. I've had somebody, which is so rude, but I've had somebody come in and park in my spot. I know that she's the tour, and she'll text me and she'll be like, hey, I just pulled up and it's a townhouse development. I was like, yeah, that's me. And I went out and I waved, and she was like, oh, never mind. She texted me, she's like, I thought that this was a center, or I thought this was a home, or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but I wasn't what she wanted. So, which is fine. Again, it's fine. But she just didn't say anything. She just pulled back and left. Um, that's kind of rude. And it's a little hard. I'll say it was very hard for me. Um, but these are the things that you can limit. You can limit these experiences when you are very detailed. So um, if you put, I'm in a townhouse development, you're supposed to park here, or I'm in an apartment, you park here, or um, take your shoes off, whatever it is, just be very detailed with what your parents should know. This is where to park, come at this time. My families take off their shoes when they come into the house. Um, Things like that. So you should really have that in your email in the beginning. Once the interview is going on, what I do is I just walk them around and I slowly talk to them like, okay, this is where you sign in. This is the kids' cubbies. This is their coat rack, or their hook. This is where they sleep. This is where we do circle time. I tell them a little bit about circle time and what we do during circle time. And in that, I'll tell them, well, these are the specials that we have. We have this, this, that, like library or art or things like that. And then I'll take them to the part of the house where it's. Oops, sorry, I just shook the camera. I'll take them to the part of the house where it's the classroom, and the classroom just has all of the classroom just has all of the subjects. So it has biology, math, language, science, geography. So I have all that out, and I tell them it really changes depending on what the kids' interests are, because I am here to observe the kids and what the kids want. If the kids are not interested in art, all kids are interested in art, but like if they're not, then I will remove some of those art materials to just leave a few things and use that space wisely. So I'm not there to like put a bunch of stuff on the shelf. I'll talk to them about outside time, how many times we go outside, the expectations to go outside. So I try to go outside as much as possible. My kids can bring their snow boots, they can bring their snow pants, their snow gear, all the works. Leave it here because we want to go outside. If it's snowing, I want to go outside. I want to build a snowman. I want to do all this stuff too. So like, of course the kids want to go outside. Like, and if somebody's not ready, I'm by myself. So if they don't have their gear, either they're going to be sitting there cold, or we can't go because I don't want them to feel cold or get sick or anything like that. So that's something else that I talk about. I talk about payments and how I take payments. I talk to them about their late fees if they pick up late, or if they pick up late, or if they pay late, the late fees for that. And then I'll go over my daily schedule. I'll talk to them about how I start my day, and I'll make sure that I tell them this is not set in stone. Some days the kids don't want to work. And I don't know if the parents understand what it's like to have 8 toddlers not wanting to work, and you're like trying to force them to work. Like you're like, come on, this is so fun. It's like they're not going to want to. They're just not going to want to. They're going to lose interest. They're going to be like with their feet on their head. They're going to be playing. It's just going to be, it's not fun for either one of us. So I make sure that they know sometimes we don't get anything done. Sometimes we don't. I'll try, but sometimes we don't. Sometimes we get so much done and we barely have time for recess. So I'll tell them that too. It's really, we just follow the child, what the children need. And sometimes we just need a break. Sometimes we'll take a 10-minute break. All right, guys, leave your work where it is. Let's come, let's have recess. And then let's go back in 10 minutes. Because sometimes they just need a break. I mean, come on. Sometimes we all just need a break. Um, yeah. So then in my tour, I make sure that I tell them this is not first come, first serve. This is really who I think will fit into the class. So this goes for your kid, this goes for you, because we have a really beautiful community. It's it's a very homey feeling. Like we all feel like family, and it's great. The kids have play dates. We have conferences. We have observations. We have really cool. We have a really cool dynamic. So I want somebody to come in to be able to fit in nicely. I want them to be kind. I want them to have the same views that we have. I make sure that I tell them, hey, we believe in Jesus. I don't get into doctrine. I don't get into any of the more controversial things. Those are things for mommy and daddy. Now, I will teach the Bible. And if it says it in the Bible, then it will be said here. And I'm not retracting that. So I tell them, like, we're going to do Bible stories. That's really what I want to teach the kids, Bible stories and the love of Jesus. Because once we have the love of Jesus, we can love each other better. I am by myself. I will try to get a substitute, but sometimes I can't. So they have to know that as much as I want to get them a substitute, sometimes I just can't. And I do get sick. I do get sick, and I do take my vacation days. So I didn't get sick this year, though. Fingers crossed that this past year I didn't get sick. I had a lot of doctor's visits because I had some stuff going on, but I didn't get sick. So yeah, those are some ideas and some things that some tips that will make your tour, your daycare tour, go by a lot smoother. It'll help you pick the right person. And if your gut tells you it's a no, then it's a no. I had somebody so enthusiastic about joining, and I had to tell them no. I had to tell them that I went with another family because the questions that she was asking me were questions that were very one, a little personal, and two, they just gave me a bad vibe. It's not that she asked anything in particular that was like, no, but it was just a feeling that I got, and I was like, we might not meet eye to eye, and I just don't want in the future to have any problems. I'd rather just go with somebody else. So always trust your gut because it's there. It's there, and it's many times right, if not all the time. So yeah, those are my tips to having a successful tour, a parent tour. Let me know if you want any other specific videos. Toodles.